Alrighty, there we go. Now I got that paused. Hey, Batgoat, so how's your week going?
Sup, bro daddies? Good, good, good. Happy Friday. It's good to be here. It's a wonderful Friday, as you can see in Minnesota. Lovely.
Yeah, you got a lot of sun there. We got a lot of sun here.
Yes. Can't complain right now.
Yeah, you want to tell everybody about the weather situation the last few days there in Minnesota?
Yeah, that's right. I was telling you when we first started talking that, let's see, on Monday we did have a touchdown. Someone at the bar told me where it was, but I forget. A tornado touchdown. Wednesday, when we were at the bar, sirens were going off, and it wasn't so much the wind. We had just that where the sky darkened really quickly. If you're not from the Midwest and you don't know what it's like when the weather gets really gnarly and like tornado-ish, the sky gets dark all of a sudden, and then wind comes, or the rain goes like sideways. So it was doing that for a little while, and you can't go outside. And then it passed by, and there was no touchdown or no wind damage or anything. We're like, okay, cool. It's usually not bad for us. And everyone in Kansas is like, you guys are wimps. Shut up. We get it really bad down here. But so it was a little tough for us. And then it's been raining for the last couple of days, and the humidity's kicked up. So we've got the air conditioning on. And other than that, I'm hoping it mellows out and I can start throwing my discs, go out golfing soon. That's what I really want to do.
Yeah, and I had first heard about some of that going on, when I checked to see Nick was streaming last night. And then I went over to his Twitter and saw that he made mention of the weather issues as well. So.
Last night would have been winds. No, there was lightning too. Yeah, it's that time of year, like spring going into summer. We've got like a week of spring, and it's just crazy, like monsoon season in Thailand weather here.
Kind of like that scene from the Karate Kid Part 2. When
I love that movie.
Yeah, when you got Daniel trying to save the kid, the bell ringing kid.
Yeah.
In that mess.
Yeah. When it was raining real hard.
Well, I was a big of those. I like those movies too.
I like the movie Volunteers with Tom Hanks and John Candy, and Tom Hanks, he walks out of it. He was drunk and he was like running away from this guy who was collecting a gambling debt. So he hopped on this plane to become a Peace Corps volunteer. It's like in the late 60s. Mm-hmm. And he wakes up and he's like, uh-oh, where am I? And he walks off like this, like he's on a hut. So he walks off the deck of it, and it's like, and he falls down in water, and it starts like pouring rain, and he looks up and he goes, ah, yes, Thailand. It's a real famous scene.
Yeah. Let's see, my favorite Tom Hanks movie is Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a great movie. Did you ever see Joe versus the Volcano?
No.
A lot of people hated it, but it was weirdly funny in some parts.
Like for me, I'm not really a big movie goer. If a movie catches my interest, then
this is Monster, by the way. I'm not drinking alcohol tonight. I'm drinking Wake Up juice.
Monster, as in the Monster Energy drink.
Monster Energy drink. I like the white one, the no sugar. It's really sweet and pineapple-y, and then I put a little extra, like I put cherry, cherry juice.
I get the green one in the morning. I drink Monster like every morning.
Yeah, that's too much sugar. Cut down to the white one. See if you can go to the no sugar one.
I'm fine because with all the walking I do, as I was telling my staff today,
just in general,
500-pound moo wearing, waddling individual.
Sure. But just in general, you know what I'm saying. It's not a bad idea to cut sugar out when you can. Yeah. Especially with
that. As a paramedic, you would not like my diet.
No. But you know what?
Monsters are essentially my breakfast, and then I either go and get some lunch either from 7-Eleven or McDonald's. I've been getting some from McDonald's lately. So.
As a fat guy, I can't really cast any. What do you call it? I can't look at you sideways because because I'm overweight and I eat horrible too. So, but I do try to I do try to do no sugar.
It's one of those things where, as the Bible says it, why are you worried about the speck in your brother's eye and not trying to pull out the plank in your own?
Yes, that's very true. That's so true. Yeah.
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 And of course, StreamYard's being screwy here, saying that there's only one person viewing, but we know that's not true.
No. Well, I'm sure.
It's just the two of us still.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine though. We'll.
Let's see.
I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 6-minute mark would probably be a good time to get the.
You see, today I am wearing Goodwill. So we have from this was in at Christmas when I was in Palm Desert in Indio, California. This would be the John Glenn Middle School Red Hawks, and then of course I am representing Prior Lake. So I have
There's a John Glenn Middle School.
John Glenn Middle School in is it Indio or is it what was the one right next to Indio? Palm Valley.
Interesting, because near where I live, over in Norwalk, California, there's a John Glenn High School.
Okay, all the high schools out there were all named after like there a lot of them are presidents. John Glenn was one, and that's what I bought this, and then I'm like, I asked him, I'm like,
an astronaut, I believe is.
Yeah, yes, but he was a senator then too later on in life, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I asked him when I bought it, I'm like, do you know which school this is from? And the person at the store was like, no, I don't know. I said, okay, cool, thanks. And I just happened to be driving by and I saw Red Hawks. And I'm like, John Glenn Middle School. What a great buy. I was happy that I bought this then. I think I've told you that before, that I go into Goodwill stores and I look at the athletic equipment. And it's usually real nice versions of like Under Armour or just, nice golf type shirts of local high schools that people have barely ever worn or sometimes never even worn. So that's what I like doing.
So we have a third person watching us now, it looks like.
Do we have someone watching? All right.
Well, we did, but I guess they went away.
It says 2, so I think people are starting to watch us now, Mike. So I'll go ahead and say that we're playing Hangman tonight. And those of you who are used to this, we play Hangman. We have a 7-letter word, everyone. It's a 7-letter word. The topic is our illustrious Brandon. That's all I'll say.
All right. So, and then of course the Lulz Trophy as well.
Lulz Trophy. I'll be keeping track of that. Lulz Trophy. I think Woody has he's nabbed it the last 3 times in a row. So Woody is on a roll.
Well, because Toys hasn't really been on it because I guess he's working more.
True. So he's like popped in and said hi, but he hasn't stuck around to do. And then of course, if anyone would like not a chance. If anyone would like a community chest card during the show, just type in chat community chest, and I'll go ahead and let's see, they're shuffled up, and I'll draw one out and type in what your community chest is. You might be lucky and might win the beauty contest. I think Woody won the beauty contest at one time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're now coming up on 9.5 minutes here, so why don't we go ahead and get started on our feature presentation, as it were. I'll get that shared, and then we will. So for everybody to know what we're doing tonight, of course, we're going to be focusing on comics that went on sale in January 1939 from Centaur Comics. We'll be reading mostly out of Funny Pages and Funny Picture Stories, Volumes 3, Number 2, aka 20 and 25, respectively. But first off, we're going to stop in here. Amazing Mystery Funnies, number 6 or 2, Volume 2, Issue 2. for a little summary work here. So, anyways, well, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Look at that! You got somebody in a mask here with that girl. Hey,
Grenadine syrup. I couldn't think of the name for cherry juice. It's grenadine syrup. That's what I put in my Monster.
Okay.
Even though it's sugar free, I put in cherry syrup. Wow. Okay. What a hypocrite I am.
So here's the cover right here. 10 cents February cover date here for Amazing Mystery Funnies.
Is he like an alien or a undersea dude?
Well, it might be an alien. It might be an alien or somebody in space. Because remember, the main feature here is Skyrocket Steel.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, they only had the one story, but it wasn't the Skyrocket Steel story for this particular issue for some reason. Anyway, so okay. No title. So table contents. So this right here is for the title. So Skyrocket Steel. So that probably is an alien then.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Good call.
Character Skyrocket Steel Dodge and Sorry Marston. Of course, penciled and inked by Bill Everett there. And then for his 4-page story, here's the first line of dialogue of text from that story. We left Steel, the spirit separated from his body, science fiction, Skyrocket Steel and Sorry Marston. Actually, what it looks like there, if you go back up there, it almost, it looks like what he's holding there may be some kind of gas, mask or, not gas, not the type of gas mask that protects you from gases, but like
he's trying to knock her out, like it's nitrous, like laughing gas or something, or
yeah,
something
like that.
Sure, I bet you're right there.
Tom Dawson, Sea Scout. That was a reprint from Funny Picture Stories, Volume 1, but they're not sure what issue. Chic Farrell. So probably not a lot of information here, Captain Jim. Just obviously some stories that they reprinted from earlier copies. Terry Conaway, 7 pages. Just a kind of an idea, just to take a quick peek here, and then the vampire. This is a story that they had, penciled and inked by Tarpe Mills. So this was probably the So this was the vampire story. So let's see. First line of dialogue or text in the peaceful little village of Solano. So genre: fantasy, supernatural, horror, suspense. Characters: Gaetano, Rosa. I guess Rosa died in it, and the man, Rosa's fiance. Constable, captain of the city police. Maria, death. Pietro, Maria's lover. Old beggar villain. Synopsis: it has been 97 years since the vampire of Solano has made an appearance. But when a woman and man were found marks to their throat and body, drained of blood, the authorities finally took the threat seriously and took steps to find the beast. Reprints in later Mass Marvel Centaur 1940. Anyways, basically they're talking about a vampire who's stalking, Sicilian Italy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, so that's about as much from that. So now we'll go ahead and get ready to move on to.
I was just about to say, is anyone out there? And look, hey, Woody, you're reading my mind. Very cool. Good to see you, Woody. Happy Friday to you.
Right. As always, if you guys can like and share the stream, if possible, that'd be appreciated.
Mike's going to keep reading, Woody, but I'm gonna turn my computer so you can see the sunset here. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. So now it just. All right. We need to get the comic section here.
Woody, since you just showed up, we've had some tornado-like weather here in the last week here in the Minneapolis area. So to have this peaceful evening is real nice.
All right, funny picture stories. And this is the last one they have on here available anyways. This is volume 3, number 2. This is number 20 overall. I think it ran for 24 issues, but under like different stuff here. So let me see. What we at? Yeah. Go. Well, we can keep it at 125 for now until we actually get. We need to. But anyway, so here's a cover of this. So funny picture stories, mystery action. Cover date March, even though it came out, went on film. The all picture stories complete in this issue, 10 cents. That's just more synopsis stuff there.
No, golfing and tornadoes not a good idea. I went out once this week. It wasn't real good. Very windy.
Yeah. Batgoat was telling me earlier that, up there in Minnesota, they were having some crazy weather.
Yeah, there was a tornado did touch down here in the state, somewhere south of us on Monday.
Yeah, the area of the Foreign Legion here. And they just kind of taking a Christopher's Coffin. I think I'd start off with this little horror piece right here. I'm going to read a couple of stories from this one, and then I spend the rest of the time in funny pages.
Okay.
Christopher's Coffin, a complete undercover yarn by Steve Justin.
I can hear the kids running around.
Outside?
Yeah.
A city-bound tugboat plods through the murky harbor waters. What's that up ahead? Wheel there. Sheer off. Hard over.
Poop deck.
Crash. What we hit? What's that? Whoa.
A coffin.
With a guy in it.
With a dead dude in it. Yuck.
Christopher's I guess that's why they call the story, the name of the story is Christopher's Coffin.
Yep. Excuse me.
Right, so. A quiet day at police headquarters. McDonald of the Waterfront Undercover Force discusses the news of the day with his assistant.
That's right. The water cops. Remember? We've seen other stories about them, and that's when river cops started coming around, especially because, for prohibition to bust all the rum runners.
I do remember some of the early Speed Saunders stories had him as part of the river patrol.
Yeah, because there was a lot of rum runners, and so they would bust the people moving illegal booze on boats
on the river.
Yeah, right, Woody? Woody always backs me up on this stuff. Yeah. When I start old manning.
Yeah. Ha ha ha! Look at here, Mac. Your old shipmate Chris in the news again. This time he's barged into a dead man, afloat in a coffin. His whole crew must have been drunk along with They all swear it's the truth. And this story here, some cheap punk held up a graveyard gatekeeper for $1.14. And it's $2 and is $2 watch. $1.14, so $3.14 altogether.
Let's see what $3.14.
You want to punch that into the inflation calculator to find out how much that would be today?
Running the numbers. Wait. 1939.
Yeah, 1939 is where we're at now.
All right, $65.31.
Wow.
It's nothing to laugh at.
Yeah.
They didn't grow no tails. It's funny. Woody, in case you didn't hear, I have a 7-letter word for Hangman tonight.
Stick up? Let's have a look, Mike. So the character's name is Mike as well.
Mike's.
Watchman, Cemetery, the Keeper, Dis, his masked assailant as middle-aged. So the Keeper described his assailant as middle-aged, rather tall, thin, and hook-nosed. The bandit, well-dressed, wore a large diamond ring. So that's all the. Something fishy here. Why should a guy wearing diamonds bother with a graveyard attendant's few nickels? Oh well, this job is out of our line anyway. Sure. Yet let's go over and see Chris. Maybe he's run down a couple more coffins. You're sure it wasn't this Norsec nectar brought on the corpse captain?
Norska.
Yeah.
Norska nectar.
Uh,
It's Norwegian. We know those things up here in the north.
So sure my name Bane Christopher Carlson is it's the truth, Mac. My crew Bane back me up on this. Okay, Chris, I'll take your word for it. Now let's see. It was 2:45 a.m. when you banged into it. Wind southeast strong. Mac with Captain Carlson assisting attempts to solve the mystery. Set of current north by west. Drift 1.5 knots. And you say the coffin was encountered in mid-channel, so it must have got its start well upstream.
Oofta.
But not beyond this bend, for the coffin would have swapped in the tide rips there caused by the strong wind. So I know you're a Navy man, former Navy corpsman. On the nautical stuff here, is this all accurate, Batgoat?
About what?
About what they're talking about in terms of the current and all that?
I guess. It sounds good.
All right. Matt, Chris.
Because you have to know where it exactly is. You know what I mean? Like every place.
Yeah.
Every current is different depending on the geography of where it's at.
Yeah. Matt, Chris, and Mike cover the course of the coffin's apparent drift. Do you recall anything unusual shortly before or after the incident, Chris? Nothing but gas launch. I see soon. Afterwards, she must have been afraid of snagging her wheel, as her searchlight was kept playing on the water. Well, this is about where the coffin
current events
had been lost. What was that, Batgoat?
Woody made it funny.
Woody made it funny. All right. Well, this is about where the coffin had been launched. Nothing but an abandoned warehouse here. Say, dot Bane look like boat I was telling ya about Mac. Yeah, dot Bane her all right, and she is painted gray like those old rummies was. Pretty hard to make her out on a dark. Pretty hard to make out on a dark night. Painted that way. Let's have a look at the warehouse, Mike. Oh, come on, Mike. Nobody's here. Been here in years. Guess again, Mike. Here's a newspaper only a few days old, and there's been an article torn out of it. And this looks like cement here and sand and tire tracks of a car. Can't be more than a few days old, for the recent rain would have washed them away. How am I doing on the voices so far, Batgoat? Oh, did he?
You're doing fine on the voices. I'm just I'm turning on the lights. Shutting the drapes.
All right. Anyways, oh yeah, we needed to go up here. Okay. Mac finds the missing item in a back number newspaper. Now we're getting somewhere, Mike. Take a look at this. And then we see the script here. Religious sect loses honored officer. Morning. The wealthy fanatic Sid Abbas sets Abaceto succumbed last night, 70, a heart attack in his palatial residence at Clifton, in observance with the sect's strange customs, burying the deceased. Rumbles with. So I guess what they're saying is that according to this religious sect, they bury him at sea, basically.
Okay.
Sounds like what's going on here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's this got to do with tire tracks and spilled cement and gray painted boats? You'll see. We're going for a ride to the cemetery. Yep, the bandit who held. Yep, the bandit who held me up. Who held me up came in a car. You can still see the tracks in the mud. Let's see. I thought so. Same tire tracks as those near the warehouse. I'd like to look over the grave of Sid Abaceto, if you don't mind.
That car sure could be a DeSoto. I'm not sure, Woody.
Nope, this grave ain't been tampered with. Hmm, a bit of a sand here. Bit of sand here. Know anything about this? Let's see. We ain't used sand around here for a long time. Say uh, what's this all about anyway? Well, Mike, here's the way it looks to me. This gang we're after had read in a newspaper the same I'd found in the warehouse of this wealthy fanatic's burial, and as a blind had one of the gang hold up the keeper, which left the others free to dig out the casket with its corpse and valuables and cart it away. So I guess they did bury it then. But the grave ain't been monkeyed with, Mac. That's what you think. That said, we saw near the grave was used to fill up the space previously occupied by the coffin. Some expert in their crowd rearranged the ground so nicely that it passed even the keeper's inspection. Well,
Sure.
let's. What was that?
Woody, I just understood something.
Oh. Well, let's dig up the grave and find out whether it's gone and anything. Why would they be setting the coffin afloat? We won't dig up the grave just yet, Mike. The gang would be sure to hear of it and scram. We've got to nab 'em first. And as for their setting the casket afloat, I think Chris can help us. Chris, the tug skipper, accompanies the detectives to the abandoned warehouse. Josh was time of full moon that night on the springtide, together with strong wind, piled the water up high the side of bay, and some passing steamers wash may have caused the high water to slosh over this wharf and float the coffin away. The gang had stripped the coffin of valuables and probably left it for a while to prepare the cement with which to weight down and sink it. Then, finding the coffin gone, they searched for it in their launch, the same one you saw that night, Chris. And now to bait the trap for those bums. First of all, we'll run this obituary in the newspapers. Then, hey, Spike, get a load of this. Another one of them queer guys kicked off. We'll be rolling in dough if we pull off this job. And we've talked about what the word queer meant back then as opposed to how it's used today.
Mm-hmm. Strange or unusual.
Right. No, you mugs. Know why I didn't just grab the coffin and leave the grave open. They'd be wise to our racket, and we couldn't work it no more. At the funeral, at the funeral, um, yeah, yes, you sure planned a swell funeral, Mark. Yeah, and that looks like the outfit we're after. Boy, oh boy, pipe the boy, pipe the rocks on that crate. Pipe the rocks. What do you think that? What do you think that phrase means, Batgoat?
Is he saying look at the
Yeah, I'd say
diamonds?
if you base it on context clues right there, I would say take a look at that. Would probably be a good translation.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Well, your straw dummy is planted away in his diamond-studded casket. What's our next move, Mac? Um, it's their move. We just watch and wait. Several nights later, keep a sharp lookout, Mike. This dark, rainy night is made to order for grave robbing. Listen, that sound. Listen, that sound like a car. It's them, all right. The detectives patiently stand by as the cemetery gatekeeper is robbed and tied up. Easy, Mike. The lousy punk. I'd like to give it to him now. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. That might have worked better. Usually in those situations, you read them left to right. But I think the word it would have probably worked better if the second thing had been first.
Sure. Yeah, I see. Learn how
Oh,
to draw hats.
huh?
What he's saying, he needs to learn how to draw hats.
Yeah. Okay, Mike. We've got the goods on them. Get the stick up. Get the stick up, punk. They're coming back. Let's go. All right, you mugs, pile out. Well, that's that. Well, Mac, the chief will. Oh, wait, well, Mac, the chief will be glad to get these babies in hook. Yeah, but wait till he gets the bill for the fake funeral. The end. Now, before I continue, I got to step away from the computer for a moment, Batgoat.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I guess you can go ahead and do some of the hangman while I'm gone. So I'll be right back.
Sure, Woody. If yep. So we've got 7 letters. If you'd like to take a guess, I've also got community chess cards if you like. And in the meantime, I will just go ahead and I like this one. If I read it already, I'll do it again. Did you hear about the guy who froze to death at the drive-in? He went to see closed for the winter. Knock knock. Who's there? Ayatollah. Ayatollah who? Ayatollah you already. Son. Dad, I'm hungry. Dad. I hungry. I'm dad. Dad. Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? Son. No. What happened? Dad. The teacher woke him up. Get it? Oh, I read these before. Is Mike still going? Uh, did you hear about the crustacean accused of promoting his own shellfish interest? Interests? The bankrupt poet who owed everyone, ODE, owed everyone. The shepherd who drove his sheep through town and was given a ticket for making a U-turn. The cat who ate a ball of yarn, she had mittens. The claustrophobic astronaut, he just wanted a little more space. What did the evil chicken lay? Deviled eggs. All right. Let's see. Okay, letter H. With the letter H. All right. Letter H is a miss. H is a miss. Oh, you were 45 seconds lag back. All right, cool. Cool. Are you with us? All right. As soon as Mike comes back, there he is. I kept Woody entertained. I think the dad jokes were rocking, right? The napping. See.
Well, what do we have thus far for the hangman there, Batgoat?
There's letter H is a miss. We still have 7 letters, and you have H is a miss. And Woody just gave me one more letter. I'm going to go ahead and play that, and then you go ahead and get back into it.
All right. He just put up an E there. Is that a hit or a miss?
That is good. So I'll go ahead and type that up in chat.
I'm honestly surprised more people don't just start out with E, because E is almost in every word out there.
Right? Yeah. Hey, Cross. Good to see you. Happy Friday.
Rick. Hey, man. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good stream earlier. We're just, of course, we've just been going through. We just went through an interesting mystery here. So now we're gonna move on here to, let's see, pursuit.
We have a 7-letter word as well, and as you can see, 1 letter was just guessed for that.
And here's a story called.
And Mike, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fix another drink. So
I'm going to just. All right.
I'll mute it, but I'll turn so you can see me.
Yeah. I said I'm going to just read a couple stories out of this book, and then we'll spend the majority of the rest of the time in funny pages. We're reading selections out of funny picture stories. We just read Christopher's Coffin. All right, well, maybe 3 stories out of this. I initially was just going to do 2, but this one was one that kind of caught my interest. Code of the West by Al Peterson. Let's take a look at this one here. You'll have to report regular to the sheriff of Mesa County, but you can't never wear your gun. You got the stuff to make good personally. I never did. Believe those charges. Again, yeah. Good luck, son. Thank you, Warden. Sure bought a right smart bit of hoss flesh. Looks good to me. Guy's first step is to buy a horse. Here's where you and me make a fresh start. Guy makes a trip in 3 days. We're nearly there, old boy. By the code of the West. First, I'd better find the sheriff. I reckon you'll find the sheriff over at the jailhouse. So you're out now. Well, get this. The first slip you make, it's gonna be a pleasure to ship you back. This town don't like your kind. I'll be watching you, understand? So you got a guy who I guess did his jail time, is trying to move on, and you got people who just don't believe he's reformed. This sounds like a very sure, sheriff, and we'll be seeing a lot of one another. Word traveled rapidly that Guy Blaine had arrived in Mesa. Hey, Slick, there's Blaine. Yeah, I saw him. And you see a couple guys coming to get, I guess, block his path, I guess. As Guy passes the stagecoach office, Luke Peters calls. Come in for a minute, Guy. That's a list of your duties as stage agent. Um, you you mean you want me to work for you? Yep. The next day, Guy takes up his duties as the stagecoach agent of Mesa. Benson wants to see you. Blaine goes to the hotel to see Benson. What's on your mind, Benson? Benson lays his cards on the table. Now listen closely. You're going to tip us off when the next gold shipment is here. The boys will get the strong box out of the office. You'll get your share. If you don't do it, well, it would be easy to put you back in prison. Or he could just tell the sheriff that the guys are planning to rob this. But of course, the sheriff is likely not to believe him. Blaine stops at Luke's place to tell him of the plans and threats made by Benson. Let's see. From the way Benson talked, he might have had something to do with framing me. It made me think. Think about what? Let's see. We could let them take the strong box, follow them, and maybe get more than the box back. Oh wait, oh. We could let them take the strong box, follow them, and maybe get more than the box back. So long, guy. See you tonight. So this is another story. I guess I kind of, so we're going to do 3 stories out of funny picture stories instead of just 2.
Okay.
I told you earlier we're going to do 2, but then I forgot about this one. So
Okay, that's cool.
yeah. On his return to town, Guy sends word to Benson. Tell Benson all set for tonight. Right, but don't figure on any slip-ups. Benson sends 3 men to get the strongbox. Let's go, Benson. Ain't, let's go. Benson ain't coming. This was easy. Yeah, and the boss isn't cutting Guy in on it either. Oh, well, I guess there is no honor among thieves here.
Yep. Usually how it happens, right? Same old story.
Outside the outlaw shack, look, oh. Okay. Kind of weird how they mashed that. I think the first line there is supposed to be narration, and then the just below it is. But look at how they mashed that up right there, Batgoat. You see that?
Yes. Yeah.
That can throw anybody off. I just got thrown off a bit there, and I just noticed that.
Yeah.
I think that first line outside the outlaw shack is supposed to be a narration, and then just under it is supposed to be dialogue, but they mashed that up.
Yep.
So look, those bags, they'll get me my pardon. There's the sheriff. Here's some bags. Fool, those bags are proof. We framed. Oh wait, here's the bags. Fool, those bags proof are proof. We framed Guy. If they're seen, Guy decides not to wait for Benson. The varmints. Now let's rush them. I'll take those. Ah, smack! Good work, Guy. It leaves the office of sheriff vacant, eh? A week ain't long to wait for your pardon. Then you can run for sheriff. Luke, it's an idea. I guess that's the end of the story, I think. Yep. Verify Macaulay. The Texas Knickerbocker Knights. Knickerbockers. Now, if I understand correctly, Bacco, you might know this a bit more than I would. Knickerbockers are a type of pants, aren't they?
Mm.
Kind of a fancy.
No, I think saying knickers is, but I don't knicker.
I know that the New York Knicks basketball team is named, Knickerbocker. The full name.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the last.
No, it's person from Manhattan before 1898.
Okay.
It's like saying New Yorker. It's an old way of saying New Yorker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why the New York Knicks.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways.
Now, knickers are pants, but I think that's just kind of like slang.
All right. So here's the last story from this book we're gonna read. Kidnap in Hollywood.
Okay. I'm gonna be away just for a minute.
All right.
So I'll mute. Sorry, I keep jumping up and down.
That's no problem. 9 a.m., Miss Darling. Thank you, Mr. Mr. Goldwyn. I'll be there. Yeah, she's on the phone there and kneeling on, I guess, some kind of bench there. Isn't it thrilling? B, I've been given the lead in Stardust. That then your screen test must have been okay. I knew you'd make it, Diana. I have been I have to report to the studio at 9. You'd better get a good night's rest then. Making that amateur Diana Darling, getting that part. Oh, humph. You should have received it, Marge. I was just thinking, Jack. If she doesn't show up on time tomorrow, well, you know how Goldman is about those things. You got something. You got something there, Marge. You'd be right in line for that part. Oh boy, they were even nasty back in those days, huh? In Hollywood. Yeah, we kind of got the tale of old actress kind of feeling the pressure from a younger actress apparently in this story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Seen
know if
that
you were
before, yes.
listening to the story
Yeah.
there this far.
Yep, I heard it.
Exactly. Now, couldn't you have some of your friends keep her out of town for a few days? I believe I could and say that publicity buildup they gave her about being so rich might help. Yes, in about an hour on the South Highway. Okay, Pete. You're a darling, Jack. Ring, ring, ring. I wonder who that can be. Oh, Diana, just heard the good news. I know you'll make good in the part. Oh, thank you, Marge. Oh, oops. I meant I didn't know that was Marge there. Oh, Diana, we just heard the good news. I know you'll make good in the part. Oh, thank you, Marge. Marge is throwing a party in your honor tonight at her farm. You can drive out with us. Thanks, but I don't think I'd better. Uh, oh, come on, Diana. We want to celebrate. I appreciate it, Marge, but I wanted to get some rest tonight and. Oh boy, she's not cooperating with them. She probably doesn't know yet what they really have in mind. You'll get plenty of rest. We won't stay long. Come come on, Diana. Oh, all right, I'll go. Fine, let's get started. quite a long ride to the farm, isn't it? Oh, oh no, we're almost there. Oh no, we're almost there. Stick 'em up and no funny business. A stick up?
Hey, Robert Roberts.
Hey,
Good to
Robert.
see you. Happy Friday.
Hello. Hey, Robert. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, enjoying some of the stuff we're talking about or reading through here. You're coming with us. Shut up. But oh, won't your friends be burned up when they find she? Oh wait. What? Won't your friends be burned up when they find she hasn't got a nickel? Burned up, which means hot or upset.
Upset, sure.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell them I don't know. I'll tell them I didn't know it was just publicity. Yeah, right.
Hmm.
They, they might not take it so easy. Why didn't you just pay them to keep her away for a while? Don't don't you see? They got they got they got they got if they got caught, they'd have a they'd have a kidnapping charge against them. So I knew if they wouldn't do it unless there were prospects of getting a lot of dough out of it. Because I'm sure even back in these days, kidnapping was still a felony charge, right, Batgoat?
Oh yeah, that's always been a bad crime to
Yeah.
commit.
Whether you're kidnapping for ransom or other reasons, kidnapping is a felony.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she'll be out of the way for a while now. But what do you want with me? Don't don't act stupid. Your old man is worth a mint. He'll pay plenty to see you again. Don't make me laugh. My father owns a little grocery store out in Peoria. He isn't worth a nickel. You see how they spell nickel there, Batgoat?
Yeah. KLE.
L-E instead of E-L.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's old school.
Yeah. I'm like, you notice I had to get close. I'm like double taking them. Like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Really? uh, what? Why that? Why that dirty double crossing Jack Denning? Turn back, Lefty. We'll fix him. Good now. Good now. Good. Now can I go home and get some rest? Oh yeah. Just just let you walk out and snitch to the coppers. Nothing doing. Please let me go. I won't say a word about it. I have to get back. My whole career will be ruined. Let's see. Over anxious to get back to Dennis. The thugs exceed the speed limit and attract the attention of a police car. Yeah, not such a bright idea to go speeding, is it, Batgoat?
Nope.
Great Scott, great Scott Casey. That that's that's a damn. Oh, wait. Oh. Great Scott Casey. That sedan's doing over 90 miles an hour. Hold up, you mugs. Where do you think you're going? Coppers, Lefty. That let's make a run for it. This'll fix ya. What's this? What's this all about? What's this all about anyway? Are you the gun mole? Okay, back up. Would you like to explain? I kind of know what it is, but would you like to explain to everybody what a gun mole is?
Gun Mall. I think it's pronounced like a Molly or something. Like she's in with the gang. She's the girl, but like she also tilts a weapon too. Like Bonnie and Clyde,
A
right?
gun girl kind of.
Gun girl. Yeah, she was down with them.
Um, oh no, officer. I'm Diana. I'm Diana Darling, a movie player. I was being kidnapped. Oh boy. I've got to get back to Hollywood right away. Um, oh, let's see. Uh, okay, as soon as we take these mugs to the station house, we'll drive you in. I see it all. I see it all now. The whole thing with a frame up. Yeah, maybe it's just a publicity stunt. Oh, police car. Oh, oh. No, actually, those are two off. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I see it all now. The whole thing was a frame up. Yeah, maybe just a publicity stunt. When you can't see the faces, it's kind of hard to tell who's talking. Right, that goat.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh no, officer. You see, I was just given the lead in a big picture. Marge Hall, another actress, was eager for the part. She figured that if I didn't show up at the studio in the morning, they might send for her. A jealous dame? Yeah, jealous dame, all right.
That'll do it.
And dame, of course, as we know, was a word they
A woman.
used for woman. Yep, back
Mm-hmm.
in those days. So, so, um, so she and her boyfriend Jack Dennis, arranged to have me kidnapped. They told those two gangsters that my father was very wealthy. Um, so they're in on it. So they're in on it too. They're not really kidnappers. Um, Marge and Jack, they're not really kidnappers. Marge and Jack just wanted me out of the way for a few days. Well, they'll have a fine time convincing the judge of that. As we note, kidnapping is a felony.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, back at Marge's apartment, uh, they're They're probably over the border by this time. I guess so. I hope they don't get too rough with our little friend. Haha. Well, you better get some sleep. The studio should call you in the morning. I hope so, and thanks again, Jack, for fixing things up.
But wait, there's more.
There's a little bit more, yeah.
What he just said. Oh wait, there's more.
Huh. It's right around the corner, officer. You're coming. You're coming with us. The judge wants on the little kidnap. Wants you on a little kidnapping charge. What's the big idea? We don't have anything to do with it. We were held up ourselves. We were held up ourselves. I'm sorry, Marge, but the two gangsters confessed the whole thing. I hope I'll look all right tomorrow. Be after all this excitement. I hope I'll look all right tomorrow. Be after all this excitement. Oh, you'll be okay, and you'll get $1 million worth of publicity. Yeah, doesn't that scream Hollywood story, right? Right, Batgoat?
Pretty much, yeah. It's all about the publicity.
Actress kidnapped by a jealous rival, to get her out of the way. that screams classic Hollywood script.
Absolutely, and then that creates buzz about the play or the movie that's opening anyway. So
yeah,
everyone wins except for the
and now at the end of that story,
except for the crazy dame that got arrested, who did the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
They called her a dame. That's not me being.
Yeah. So hour and 12 minutes here. So we'll breeze through the rest of this just to kind of look over, and then we'll go over to
Alrighty.
funny pages, and we'll spend the rest of the time there. So
okay.
Case of the Missing Mummy here is this story. We'll just kind of, as I said, breeze through it. Take a quick peek at this. And some of the artwork there. He is.
Burp. Excuse me.
Another, yeah. That's kind of. And Golden Apples, which is a lot. So looks like a story set in times past, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the garb there.
Yeah, and you look at those ships, and I mean that looks Viking-ish.
Oh,
did we see some ads there?
Yep.
Look at it. And black and white, but look how clear.
Yep.
That's some clear print.
Mm-hmm.
There's my
your pew right there.
Yep.
Look, and it's funny. It's funny too how all these comics back then had almost, if you think about it, had almost all the same advertisements here.
Right? Yeah, they did. I mean, they are almost literally the same things. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep. There's our football game. There's the pea shooter or the potato shooter. Throw your voice, right? Glider skates, that's kind of new, but then there should be the portable typewriter, the folding knife.
All right. So anyway,
all good stuff.
Now. All right. So that was some funny picture stories. So now we're gonna look stuff up from funny pages.
Glider skates. Those did look cool, didn't they? Woody saw them too.
So funny pages, volume 2. So we'll just kind of randomly pick stuff out as we kind of just read along here. This one.
Hi, Kai.
What was that?
I was trying to sound Australian as They don't say okay. They say "I Kai."
And if you guys haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, so we can get some more friendly people here, that'd be appreciated. I don't know if we have people who are still here who hadn't already done that, so that's why I just kind of mentioned
That would be great if you could like and share. I personally can't since I got rid of all my accounts or everything other than YouTube.
Jack Cole, who we've seen that name before from some previous stories we've read in some of these books. Here's something. Let's see. The Booby Hatch by Ed Wood. Oh, that's me.
That's not the Ed Wood, like
I don't
director.
know. I'm not sure. I wasn't aware that the Ed Wood director did any comics, but actually,
Me either.
I'm gonna do a quick search here.
Ed Wood was making movies in the 50s, 40s to 50s.
Let's see.
Into the 60s, yeah.
Let me just see something here.
I could have looked it up too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you've got it.
Well, I've got there are no there's a few Ed Woods here. You know, let's see.
Let me see what I can find.
Ed Wood. So the one who's an American filmmaker, actor, and author was born in 1924 and died in 1978. So yeah, he would have been active. The film, so it's probably not because if you think about it, okay, so this is
1939, right?
Yeah, but the Ed Wood that we're thinking of, who's the director, is Edward Davis Wood Jr.
Correct.
So maybe see, he was born October 10th, 1924. So he would have been. So this Ed Wood that we're thinking of here would have been 14 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that does beg the question. Maybe his father was. Let's see, because I'm looking at some other.
I'm reading about it. It says no, his father was a custodian and he collected comic books when he was a kid.
All right. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, no, nothing about him and comics other than he collected them when he was younger. So it's someone else with that name, right?
Yeah, I would say so because I'm looking at this. There's actually on the Wikipedia page I'm looking at here. There's a number of Ed Woods, including the filmmaker we just talked about, but none of them are involved in comics. So.
Yeah. It just keeps going back to Ed Wood. Okay. So I don't know who this Ed Wood comic writer guy is. I mean, I can't do it on a quick
when I
search.
first saw it too, I kind of was wondering about that too. But then you see the sign there: "Beware, dog, Fido." Time to rise and shine. Bok, 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 bok. Eow! What a morning! Guess I'll skip over to my girlfriend's house and pay her a visit. Hiya, Toots. I'm coming in. Scram!
See what he said there? He said, it's a common enough pairing of first and last names. We may need to give the man a break. That's true, too. It's just some dude named Ed Wood that was writing comics, not the one we think of. Yeah. Like my name, Mike Stone. There have been quite a few Mike Stones on this planet because it's pretty common.
And as I've mentioned,
your name, Mike Walters. There's been a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know of I now know of 3 other Mike Walters. You know, the first one I was made aware of was Michael Charles Walters, who was a former Major League Baseball pitcher, pitched for a couple seasons, 1983 for the California Angels and 1984 for the Minnesota Twins.
Okay.
And then there's Mike Walters, the TMZ reporter.
Okay.
And then I found out a couple months back there's actually a Mike Walters over in England who is an actual comic book artist, I believe.
Oh, cool. I've got there's a porn star with my name, and then the Streets of San Francisco. Carl Malden, very famous cop show from the 60s and 70s.
Mhm.
His name was Detective Mike Stone. And there's been a few other ones that I know, a few movie things.
All right. She don't love me no more. Sniff. I've got it. I'll commit a little suicide. That'll show her. Oh boy.
Well, that's a little drastic there, dude. He's not thinking this through.
My guess is he's not the sharpest tool in the drawer there.
And like Woody says here, his last comment, the Napoleon hat definitely puts the signal on too crazy. Yes, I think he's a little crazy. I'll agree on that.
This stuff cost me $50, but it's worth it. There's a dynamite on his back.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a gun I'll use to bump myself off. Hey, quit it, bud. If you ain't careful, you might blow your brains out. Ha! If I had any brains, I wouldn't be doing this.
That's very true. Great thing to say.
I guess that's why they call him the booby hatch, right?
I love it. Yep.
Now, back in these days, back in the 30s, what was Batgoat? Can you tell everybody what a boob or a booby was back in these days?
It's like a bird. So when you're saying the booby hatch, it's the crazy house, like the cuckoo's house, like a cuckoo bird, right?
Like somebody who's not too bright or not completely sane. Whereas today, boob and booby have a totally different meaning.
Yes.
Right?
So like a boob can be a complete idiot, and like a dummy, and booby hatch is where crazy people go.
Yeah. Go ahead and shoot your head off. I see if I care. Boom! Gosh, what'd you do, huh? I took a practice shot.
So he shot his hat off.
There now. I'll polish. There now to polish me off. Bam! Missed, I guess. I'll jump in the river instead. Kind of reminds you of the cartoons, of the Looney Tunes cartoons of the time, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, so long, folks. Nice how they have the little arrow there to help guide us where to go here. Wham bam! Oh, a stowaway, eh? Well, I'm gonna toss you overboard, buddy. Oh gosh, mister, don't do that. Please don't. I can't swim. I might drown. Weren't you gonna kill yourself by drowning anyways, dude?
Yeah. Him not too smart.
Don't fail to remind you. Don't fail to remind you to forget to remember to read this strip. Oh, okay. Don't fail to remind you to forget to remember to read this strip in the next issue. That's some funny stuff, eh, Batgoat?
Yeah, that's good. He's
And then we'll skip Coco for obvious reasons. Fibber Ferdy. This one sounds
that
so.
charge was all powder. Yeah.
So Batgoat. Fibber was another term they used back then that we don't use today.
For lying.
Yeah.
Fib
Okay.
is to lie.
You
So
knew
fibbers.
exactly what I was going to ask, didn't you?
Yeah, fibber's a liar.
He is a liar. All right. So, anyways, what what remarkable story explains your lateness this time, Mister Ferdy? I can explain anything. I mean everything. Ferdy's true story. Honest, Misfit. I was hurrying to school. I was waiting at the corner of Cliff Street for the light to change, just like you told me to do. Suddenly, I heard a woman shrieking. A baby carriage was zipping down the hill on Cliff Street. A big truck was dashing up to the crossing. I was the only one who could save the baby's life. Doesn't this bit sound familiar, Batgoat?
As far as
The old baby carriage being shooting down a street about to get
yeah, that is kind of a cliche, right? Or people today say
yeah.
trope, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
I shouldn't say people. I should say millennials call it a trope, but yes, that is a
Yeah.
cliche.
Honk! I just arrived in the nick of time. I stopped the carriage. The baby was thrown out, but I caught him just as he was about to smash into the truck. Oh, look at that. Caught him by the ankle there. You see that?
Yeah, he did. That's quite athletic. Good thing he was there. Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of looked at. He kind of look, in some ways, with the way they kind of have his body proportion there,
Mm-hmm.
he almost, he kind of, the artwork almost reminds me a little bit of Popeye.
Yeah, you're right.
There's some
But
Popeye.
with his both his calves and his forearms and his calves.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a little Popeye-esque, um, seems like a
Mm-hmm.
little Popeye-esque,
Yeah.
art there. I strengthened up the carriage and put the baby back in. When I went back for my book, I saw that the mother and a cop had arrived, so I hurried on to school. That is outrageous, Fib. I intend to make an example of you. I'll take you to the principal. But it's the truth, Misfit. Silence. Come. Considering that his name's Fibber Ferdy, does this remind you of something, Batgoat?
Not really. His
Does it
name?
remind you a little bit of the little boy cried wolf?
Oh, sure.
Hmm. Let's see. Prevarication, a habitual offender. This is a serious matter. Very, very. Tell us all about. Tell us all about it, little one. Oh, the payoff. Tell us all about it, little one. Come over to the light, kid. I want your pick. Look, the principal's in shock. The teacher's got a scowl on her face. The principal's in shock. Look now.
Mm-hmm.
You saved my baby. Gay fee next. Whatever that means. Sick here. All right. Before I continue on, I'm gonna step away from the computer a little bit to try to get some light in here. So
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All righty. I
You can
think
play you can
sure.
play some
Sure.
Hangman while I'm doing that.
I missed. You know what, Woody? I didn't write down. You had guessed a few other. You had guessed a few other letters, didn't you? And I didn't write them down. So go ahead and put them in there again. We're at 7 letters, and you have E is your first letter, right? Let's see. What's the best way to watch a fly fishing tournament? Live stream. How do you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? You will see one later and one in a while. I remember I read that one before. Why do dogs float in water? Because they are good buoys. What happens when it rains cats and dogs? You have to be careful not to step in a poodle. You already have an E, Woody. Let's see. E was the first. E was the first letter. Okay, A is the next guess. That's going to be a miss. The A is a miss. So you have 2 misses. H and the A. And you have an E. That's your first letter. All right. I read that before too. Okay, a brain walks into a bar and takes a seat. I'd like some wings and a pint of beer, please. He says, sorry, but I can't serve you, the bartender replies. You're out of your head. Okay, a pirate walks into a bar with a paper towel on his head. The bartender says, what's with the paper towel? The pirate says, yar, I've got a bounty on me head. Okay, that one's good. Because of the double guess. Let's see. All right, we've got an I as the next guess. Boy, that's another miss. That is another miss. So we have H, A, and I are the misses. You have E as your first letter.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised people don't go with the obvious letters first and get those like E, R, S, T, L.
Yeah, R, S, T, L, and E. That's your Wheel of Fortune.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised people don't do that more for that. But anyways, I know we're at an hour 34, so I'll try to go through a little faster here, see if we'll get at least 1, maybe 2 more stories in before we start.
Okay, but then one last dad joke. A guy walks into a bar and there's a horse serving drinks. The horse says, what are you staring at? Haven't you ever seen a horse tending bar before? The guy says, it's not that. I just never thought the parrot would sell the place.
Okay. Stubby Strong at Pine Hill. Let's move through a little bit more here. I mean, that one sounds like a good one too. It's just Red Adventure. Let's see. There's a text
Oh
story.
boy.
Fatal suicide.
You is another miss. We are hurting. You only have 2 guesses left. Thank you. Choosing pretty.
Well, here we go. Here's our little buddy here.
Freddie Bell. He means well.
Freddie Bell, he means well, by Matt Curzon.
Oh, that's funny, Woody.
Goodness, that cat is back here again. Freddie, you must find a way to get rid of it. Who could that be? The phone ring. You don't say. Sure, come right over. Uncle Saul is going to Europe, and he is coming here to say goodbye. Hello, Matilda. At last, I'm taking that trip I've always longed for. Now, mind you, this is 1939. He's planning a trip to Europe. Doesn't sound like a very good idea to me.
No, that's not a good idea. I agree.
And you know why, don't you, Batgoat?
Timing is bad. It's not a good time to want to be in Europe. Correct.
Yeah, because
World War II is on the horizon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My firm is sending me to China to buy out all the rice. China? China's not in Europe. Oh boy. And then Freddie's got an idea. I must be going. The ship leaves in a half hour. Goodbye. Have a pleasant journey. Here, 62, and hurry. I gotta catch the boat to China.
A slow boat to China.
And that's it there. There's sports thrills. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's some sport features from this. Sport thrills. Terry Gilkson. Famous first last record. During his last year at Summerfield, Kansas High School, in his last game, last quarter, last minute of the last play, Bob Black, substituting for another player, caught the last pass and made a touchdown to win the game.
That's funny.
Famous first last record.
Hey, Toys. Good to see you.
Hey, Toys.
Happy Friday, too.
Yeah. Sorry you missed a lot of the stories there. Anyway, Speed Thrill. Leo Gasparro, Austrian skier on special speed equipment consisting of streamlined skis weighing 57 pounds and inflated rubber streamlining for his back, made a record athletic sport record, electrically timed to 1/1000th second. Gasparel whizzed down the slope at 84,524 miles per hour at
84.524 miles an hour.
Oh, 84. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. I mean, the guy would have probably been dead if he was going 84,000 miles.
It'd be like Clark Griswold in Christmas Vacation, where he sprayed the Teflon on the bottom of his metal sled and went like, whew, he went so fast that the snow was on fire.
1935, right there. Let's see. I don't know. Depending. Oh, famous. Okay, he's French, so it's pronounced John Barota. John Barota, famous French tennis star, won a Croix de Guerre in the World
Croix de
War.
Guerre. Croix de Guerre.
Croix de Guerre.
Croix de Guerre. That's a
Yeah,
real famous French award. It's like, say, a Medal of Honor here,
yeah.
or
Won a
Victoria Cross in
Well,
England.
I knew that was Croix, but I just didn't know the rest of it. Croix de Guerre.
Croix de Guerre. Yeah.
Croix de Guerre. Um, in the World War when he was but 17 years old. They must be talking about World War One there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walter Johnson pitched one no-hit game July 1st, 1920 when Washington played Boston, and pitched through the 1919 season without allowing a single home run.
That's pretty good.
Well, Walter Johnson, they called him the Big Train back then. He was a pretty dominating pitcher. He was a dominating pitcher, but for the majority of his career, he just was not surrounded. It's like it was him and basically a bunch of losers. That's how bad the Washington Senators were. Aside from him, it's like if they had an All-Star game back then, it'd be like every year he'd most likely be like their only All-Star.
Okay.
That's how bad the Washington Senators were back then.
Okay.
So, anyways, let's see where are we here. Oh, hour 42. So I should probably be trying to wrap this up then. But 33. So let's see. Tuning. The Great Magician. The Era. I was thinking of reading this one too, but I know we're running a little short on
Yeah,
time.
you might want to start wrapping up here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Arrow though looks like one that could have been a good one to read as well, but maybe we'll, But with that, maybe we'll start that next time, or so. Maybe next time we come around to Centaur, if it's still going, maybe we'll add up along with Skyrocket Steel. All right. So with that, I think we're done with reading the comics stories tonight. So I hope everybody did enjoy all that.
And just real quick, Toys, when you came in, I think what Mike was actually meaning to say was you've been missing a lot of work, like Lumberg, and then, or no, like the Bobs, and then you would say, I wouldn't say missing. That's an Office Space reference, and someone should understand that and laugh their butts off.
Yeah. Good evening, boys and girls. Was out with my family. My toys. Let's see. Being raised by Asian parents. Be like dad. I got okay. And then Cross is so Rick is still here with us. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. Well, anyways, so we just got through with the story. So yes, shall I go through history first, Batgoat, or did you want to wrap things up with the other stuff with your stuff first?
You do history, and then I'll. Sometimes you forget, but as soon as you're done with history, I'll cut you off and I'll give out the awards and stuff.
All right. And we didn't really get much of the word in tonight, huh?
Yeah.
I guess people can still take guesses at the letter.
Still keep taking guesses while he's going through history. Yeah,
All right. So, without any further ado, guys, today is Friday, May 13th, 2022. So, why don't we go ahead and take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history?
History.
Now, let me just do some quick review here for my own reasons. 1982, okay. 1992, 98, 2012. Okay. All right. So, first off, we're going to head back 40 years ago today. As 40 years ago today in Japan, a pretty busy day in the world of anime. on this date back in 1982, 40 years ago, as there were a number of releases on this date back in 1982 for Japan. Among those, let's see, Toei Animation released three. Released three films that day, I believe. Let's see, yeah, three films, including Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp, their adaptation of the Aladdin story. The short film Asari-chan, I Know Mention Shoujo, and Queen Millennia. Shin-El Animation, which later became Shin-El Animation, released a pair of films: Doraemon, Nobito, and the Haunts of Evil, and Kabutsu-kun Demon Sword. Nippon Sunrise released Mobile Suit Gundam 3 Encounters in Space, and TMS Entertainment released Ohio Spank. So on this date, a number of companies released all these movies that you see here back in 1982. The same year that 10 days prior to this, they released Armored Fleet Dairugger 15, which was, of course, the anime that Voltron got a lot of its visuals from.
Kraus is saying that it's May 13th, not March.
Oh, did I? I guess I goofed.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I goofed. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Good eye, Cross. I didn't even see that until you wrote it down. I'm like, oh gosh, look at that.
Even I didn't notice that. That's my bad. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so no anime history, I guess.
That's all right.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. This is good eye, though, again.
Yeah, I should have caught that, though, sooner, but...
It's all right.
And the others are still okay, so, okay. All right, so anyways, moving on to 1992. It took a bit... till a couple of minutes after Cross. No problem. So, anyways. All right. So, on this date in 1992, then, as we move on, the Hanna-Barbara cartoon Fish Police would complete its run on CBS. I never watched this. I don't know if anybody did.
I never did. Never even heard of it.
But anyway, so on this date back in 1992, Hanna-Barbera's Fish Police concluded its run on CBS. Oops. Why did I do that? Anyways, moving on. Yeah, Batgoat, you weren't with us last night, so you missed that. I actually hit three history segments for 2007 last night. I had not just said twice was nice, but thrice was nice.
Thrice?
Yeah. But that's not the case tonight, though, however. Now, moving ahead to 1998, which was 24 years ago today. The 50th book of Books of Magic from DC's Vertigo imprint went on sale on this date with the story titled The Box. Books of Magic was, of course, a spellcast, magic superhero type book. It sold for $2.50, 32 pages. So on this date, 24 years ago today, the 50th issue of Books of Magic went on sale on this date. And finally, the last piece of niche history. On this date, 10 years ago today, TNA held its Sacrifice pay-per-view from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. The main event of the night saw Bobby Roode retained the TNA World Heavyweight Championship over Rob Van Dam. Also on the card included Kurt Angle defeating AJ Styles, Devon retaining the TNA Television Championship in a triple threat match over Robbie E and Robbie T. Gail Kim retaining the TNA Women's Knockdown Championship over Brooke Tessmacher, and Christopher Daniels and Kazarian defeating Samoa Joe and Magnus. Magnus currently NWA star and two-time former NWA World Champion Nick Aldis, mind you, to win the TNA World Tag Team Championship. So that's all that we got for history tonight, guys. I thank everybody for
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
now to further wrap things up, I'll let Batgoat do his thing, and then we'll make some last announcements.
Sure, not much from my corner other than we kind of petered out there at the end, and you guys just were not having any luck with this 7-letter word beginning with E, which is economy. Economy. No one guessed O. I think if that O had popped up, then that might have helped everyone out. And then other than that, we have Woody, 4th week in a row. Woody, impressive on the Lulz trophy. So I'm going to get
now Woody's the Lulz king. It was
Woody
is the for a long time, but now Woody has.
Yeah. So I'm going to give him one of the old originals. This is the original temporary, the hippie dope bus going by, and then of course you'll get some Dino Terror. There goes the pterodactyl, and we got a little folk. Hey, is that the last one? Dino Terror. All right, that's your Lulz trophy.
Okay.
Those trophies up, baby.
You already announced the word of the night.
It did, economy, and like we said,
I gave you an idea for next week. I don't know if we should use it though, because it's kind of a swear word.
I'll do something like that. I'll think of that. I'll do something like that, and then for Woody, you know what else we'll do? It's becoming a thing now. I'm going to go ahead and just draw right off the top. Community chest for Woody is Woody. Pony up. You need to pay the hospital $100. Looks like Woody's been busy there, huh?
Uh-oh, boy.
Uh-oh, Woody. Couple babies there. Pay the hospital $100.
Woody-o.
And I think from before, let's see, how much money do I owe everyone? The bank? What do I owe? The bank owes Woody $200 from before, so now we're just going to say the bank owes Woody $100. And then Cross gets $10. I still have to go out and buy the Monopoly money.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyway, now that we've got through all that. Anything more you want to say before I wrap things up, Batgoat?
I am good. Let's see. As far as I know, nothing's really going on. I plan on golfing a lot next week. So, but I'll be here next week. I'll be here next Friday.
All right. So, some last minute announcements. Of course, next Friday we'll be concluding January of 1939. We'll be going through comics that went on sale from Fiction House, which is mostly Jumbo Comics. Which, of course, means, guys, we're going to be seeing Sheena.
Sheena.
The
All
Jumbo.
right.
We'll also be seeing our modern girl, Gilda Gay.
Gilda Gay.
And Dr. Hayward. So
all right.
That's what we'll be doing next week. Next Friday we'll be looking.
Those are good characters. I like it.
Yeah, I believe that I'll be Jumbo Comics Volume 1, Number 6 we'll be looking at. Also, as always, hope to see everybody back on Monday. Monday through Thursday, we do the news articles. I go through them, and I hope to see everybody here. Hope we can strike up some good conversations about some of the news topics that I cover. And Batgoat, if you can still stick around. I know you said you had to leave pretty quick, but you can still stick around for a couple minutes.
Sure.
I won't keep you long. So with that, guys, we're at hour 56. I thank you guys for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here on Monday. Bye.